It is critical that we call emotional abuse abuse, even though the perpetrator is not going to like that. And I know that's uncomfortable and people will resist it, but it needs to happen. All right. How important is it to call emotional abuse abuse? I'm going to give you 6 critical points to think about in discussing this topic. I'm Dr. David Hawkins, Director of the Marriage Recovery Center and the Emotional Abuse Institute. I want to tell you a quick story. I did an assessment the other day where presumably there was emotional and narcissistic abuse taking place. When I approached this couple, she said, "I am really tired of you yelling at me," she said to her husband. He responded with, I'm not yelling, I'm just passionate." She said also, "I'm really tired of you talking over me." He said, "Yeah, I'm just trying to get my point across too." She said, "I'm tired of you taking my words and twisting them, rewriting history, flipping the script." He said, "I don't do anything that you don't do." Now imagine living with that day in, day out, month in, month out. The woman that I talked about a few moments ago doesn't just experience her husband as being passionate, vocal, assertive. Oh no, she experiences him as abusive. They are feeling abused. She doesn't just experience him as interrupting her on occasion. She experiences him powering over her. So while it is incredibly uncomfortable for him to use the abuse word, it's really important that that become part of their conversation. Because if the man only has to work on not being so passionate, if he only has to work on not interrupting, if he tweaks those character traits, the abuse is going to continue, folks. It really is. We don't change what we don't own. And it's really important to own the magnitude, the intensity, the urgency of these situations. Point number 2, it's critical that we break the silence about emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is an epidemic, folks. It's an absolute epidemic. And it's a tragedy that there is so much silence around the issue. It is a cultural, societal, marital, relational problem. And we have got to call it abuse. It is big, it is destructive, it is damaging, and we have got to talk about it. Point number 3, it's important to promote accountability. Again, think this through with me. If the man simply on occasion interrupts, or if he's passionate, or if he misspeaks her words, then a little bit of change, just a little bit of tweaking that problem should restore the relationship to wonderful harmony and mutuality, right? Wrong. No, this is a pervasive problem. It is urgent. It is critical. In fact, it's even emergent. And so it's important that we use that kind of language. Point number 4, naming it abuse encourages support and intervention. If it's emotional abuse, then treatment must be for emotional abuse. It isn't just learning how to communicate better, as good as that is. No, these are patterns of abuse. They are harmful and they are pervasive and they are damaging. So naming it as abuse encourages intervention and getting appropriate support. Point number 5, naming it as abuse is a way to prevent escalation. Right, because again, if it's a minimal problem needing minimal intervention, then that's one thing. But if it's a significant issue that must be confronted. There must be professional intervention to inhibit and hopefully stop any kind of escalation. Point number 6, naming it as emotional abuse fosters healing and recovery. It's a big deal. Emotional abuse is a big, big deal. It causes physiological, emotional, relational problems. It is a huge, huge issue requiring very keen, intense professional intervention. So again, is it important to name emotional abuse? It absolutely is. It absolutely is. We need to call it abuse. We need to insist upon professional intervention. And I know that's uncomfortable and people will resist it, but it needs to happen. All right. I'd love to hear your feedback on this video. Click on the link to subscribe to future videos. And if we can be of help to you, please, please reach out to our client care team. We've got professional support and assistance available for you. All right. Take care and God bless.